Okay, so we're taking a look at this word problem. A woman is considering two companies from which to rent a truck. Triangle Truck Rental charges $25 per day and 30 cents a mile. Circle Rent-A-Truck charges $50 a day and 25 cents a mile. And here's the question. How far would she need to drive in one day for both companies to have the same total cost? All right, so we're trying to figure out when the cost from these both companies would be the same. Okay, so that's what we're trying to figure out. Okay, that was the question. So, how far would you need to drive in one day for both companies to have the same total cost? Okay? So you want to know when, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Triangle Truck Rental, let's call that company T, and Circle Rental, let's call that C. So we want to know when cost of this truck rental is going to be the same. And what is the same in math? The same? That's equal. So when is the cost of T equal to the cost of Circle Rent-A-Truck? Or what I said was C. So we want to know when these two are equal to each other. So I want to figure out what the cost of T would be in, what am I looking for? 1 day. Okay, so let's take a look. Cost for T in 1 day. How would we find that out? Well, let's see. So it says the Triangle Rental charges $25 per day and 30 cents a mile. Okay, so 25 per day. So if we're only talking about 1 day, how much money would that be? Well, just $25. So $25 per day and in math means addition. And 30 cents a mile. Okay, so 30 cents would be 0.30. And then how would I represent a mile? It's 30 cents per mile. So if it went 1 mile, it'd be 30 cents. If it went 2 miles, I'd have to do 30 cents times 2. So I'm going to use my variable, m. So let m equal number of miles. All right, so the cost for T in 1 day is going to be the $25 plus 30 cents per mile. So how do we figure out what the cost of C is? So cost of C in 1 day. Let's take a look at this. Circle Rent-A-Trade, so that's with C, charges $50 a day. And remember, we said we're looking at 1 day. So that would be 50 plus 25 cents a mile. Okay, so that's going to be 0.25, because remember, 25 was cents, times the number of miles, m. All right, so now we have figured out how to represent the cost of T in 1 day and the cost of C in 1 day. So we're going to set them equal to each other and try solve for the number of miles, how far she needs to go. Okay, so cost of T was 25.030 m. And we want to figure out when that is equal to the cost of company C. 50 plus 0.25 m. All right, so now we're going to solve for m, the number of miles. Because remember, we're trying to figure out how far she would need to drive in 1 day. So how far? That's talking about miles. So we're trying to solve for m, number of miles. All right, so let's look at this equation. How would we solve this? Well, let's get m on one side and the numbers on the other side. So I'll subtract 0.25 m from both sides. And that's going to be 0.05 m equals 50. 25 plus. All right. And then to solve for m, let's minus the 25 from both sides. And we have 0.05 m equals 50 minus 25 is going to be 25. All right. I'm going to turn that into a fraction so I can deal with it better. So that's going to be 5 over 100 m equals 25. Okay, multiply both sides by the reciprocal. The hundreds cancel, the fives cancel, and we're just left with m on this side. And then let's see, we have 25 over 1 times 100 over 5. You could have divided by the decimal, but I don't have my calculator, so I'm doing this workout by hand. All right, so let's simplify. 25 over 1 times 100 over 5. Well, we can simplify this 5 and the 25. 5 goes into itself once. 5 goes into 25 5 times. And what are we left with? M equals 5 times 100, which equals m equals 500. So, what did m stand for? M was the number of miles. So what is my answer? We're trying to figure out how far she'd need to drive in one day for both companies to have the same total cost, and the answer would be 500 miles for the cars to have the same total cost. That's a long distance. Okay, and remember your unit, miles, and your period.